Greeting, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in this world. Communication. Communication is the process that involves sending and receiving messages through verbal and non-verbal methods. And it always involves two or more individuals exchanging ideas, thoughts, and opinions. Let's go back to the basics. This subject, by the way, is huge. So for me to cover it in a couple of minutes, it's not fair. But I go back to the basics and I give you two scenarios on how we are communicating so badly and what we are missing by communicating badly. So let's say you are a receptionist working for a company and a guest or a visitor. For you who worked in reception, most of us did a job of reception when we started in the corporate world. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. And some of you will smile because it's really funny how people communicate and they don't even hear what they're saying. So let's say you are a receptionist and I'm the client, the guest. And I walk to you and say, John Smith. What? What do you mean, John Smith? You are John Smith? You're visiting John Smith? Your company is called John Smith? What are you saying to me in here? When you walk to me and say, John Smith, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Look at how, what he or she should say. I am John Smith. I'm visiting Sarah Jones in this company I got a meeting with her or him at 4 o'clock. This is the clear communication. For you to walk to me or anybody and say, John Smith, what? What do you mean, John Smith? Am I like a AI predicting what you are trying to say? I can't. You're not communicating well. So, have you seen the missing information here? Even if it's confidential, at least give me something to work with. Say, John Smith visiting Sarah Jones. That's it. I can work with that. But you walk to me or work to any receptionist and hey, say John Smith. Bad communication. Really. Let's go to a more extreme scenario. I worked in security industry and I dealt with the emergency services. So when there is an incident, whether it's assault or theft or a fire, the first thing you communicate with the police or the fire brigade is your location, postcode. Where are you right now? Postcode. Area, postcode. The first thing you say is, my name is this is what I'm calling from. Postcode, area. Emergency service has 10 seconds to locate you. In 10 seconds, you have to give the right, precise information. Location, what happens, your phone number. They can trace you down. Lives were lost because the location was not given. We were taught by some army officers and the police to, when we are communicating on radio, we will say, the first thing we say is location. Heading south by this building, in this area, I see this and this. So location is first. Anybody who's done army or police or worked in security will understand exactly how important is communicating your location first. So, the emergency service are not interested to your, ow, fire, oh, somebody hit me. No, they don't. First, where are you? Location, communicate to me. Location, what happened, description. See what we are missing by not communicating well? Always put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's listening to you. What are you trying to say? And this is according to the World of Work project. They have 7 C's principles. C's as in C. And these 7 C's are clear, correct. This is for written and verbal communication. They have 7 C's. Clear, correct, complete, concrete, concise, considerate, and courteous. If you bear in mind when you're communicating verbally or on a written method, if you can remember these 7 C's, then you will be a great communicator. So I have given you from real life examples, back to the base. And I showed you what we are missing, the word we're missing by not communicating properly. And when you use these 7 C's, you're trying to make the person who you're communicating with understand exactly and hear exactly what you're trying to say. And this is our fault. And it's my fault as well. Not my fault. I had a flaw. This is the biggest tip that I give you about communication, apart from what I have given you already. One of my biggest flaws in the past is not listening. It's not, I didn't realize that, but when I found that I'm not listening properly, I corrected that and my world changed. The reason I was not listening, because where I come from, we talk over each other. It's in the culture. But I didn't realize that. Then I moved here to London and I started communicating with professionals, and I seen that it was hindrance to my progress. So I'm giving you here something that will change your life. It changed my life. Listen. Sorry, I can maybe aggressive on that. Shut up and listen. If you start listening, look, if you just listen before you answer or before you formulate your answer, you're gonna see the world differently. The information you're gonna absorb, the progress you're gonna make in your life is huge. Since I start listening, my life changed. The information that I'm absorbing every day, the conversations, the debates, my messages coming across better. Because why? I start listening. Listen. When somebody's talking, listen. They're going to tell you everything from the information you receive from anybody. Remember the receptionist. Remember the emergency services. They're listening to what you say. If you give the right information, if you are listening, you can help, you can progress, you can solve so many problems. And the problems in the world and all these issues in the world, because some categories of societies of power, they don't listen. They're not listening. If you listen, everything changes in your life. Listen first. And you will hear Jordan Peterson saying, listen. Most of the great communicators, they listen. When you hear them in interviews, they sit quiet, listen, then they answer. So the biggest tip, apart from what I have shared with you, is listen. Listen. When you listen, you absorb information, you can answer properly and correctly, and your world will change. There is a huge world that you're missing, and I'm missing, by not listening. I hope this communication talk has helped you. Thank you for watching and listening, and see you on the other side.